Hello and welcome to Some of My Friends Read Comics. We've got Chris.
There's a magical frog in my throat.
We've got Vince.
Who let the dogs out?
Great, and I'm Kia. Hello, everybody. We're animals today. Hello, it's April Fool's, or just right around there. So we are talking about another comedic-ish type of book. I would say comedic. Yeah, this was pretty funny. We're talking about Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers. Probably the best version of the Avengers ever. And if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot.
In the past 15 years, I agree.
I really want to read the third book in the trilogy of these Pet Avengers books, Pet Avengers versus Avengers.
Is that a real thing? I don't know.
Apparently, at the end, they're bequeathed a Pet Avengers mansion.
Oh, that sounds good. Anyways, we're just doing the first miniseries. It's 4 issues from 2009, written by one of Vince's favorites, Chris Eliopoulos.
Franklin Richards, son of a genius.
Oh, is that what he wrote? Okay,
yeah. Which is basically just Calvin and Hobbes, but with the Fantastic Four's kid.
Yeah, he writes a lot of... I think kids and animals tend to get written the same way. You just kind of have to have fun with them and pretend like they're real people and just go with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Art by Ig Guara, I think is how you say his name. I don't know who this person is at all. I don't know if I've ever seen his art before, but I loved it in this. It's beautiful, I thought. Mm-hmm. This whole story is about Lockjaw, who is the dog of the Inhumans. The Inhumans, who I think at this point are living on the moon, right?
Yep, I think this is the Inhumans' debut for our show, 2 years in.
Have we really not discussed the Inhumans ever?
I don't think so.
We probably haven't. I don't know. They're great. They're worth talking about. I guess we should mention who they are real quick. They're so not important to this story. But they're kind of like mutants, except they're not. It's more latent alien genetic DNA stuff that gets awoken by weird mist. If you're watching the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, you've probably seen them all around there.
There's the leader dude can't speak because if he speaks, he blows everything up. His name is Black Bolt.
That's power. Yeah, Black Bolt's power is like a super loud voice. The queen is Medusa, who of course has wild hair that can go around and do stuff.
He's part of the Illuminati, if you were a mid-2000s comic reader. Does Lockjaw also can't speak unless, if his bark also will destroy the world?
No,
he's their dog.
Lockjaw's a dog. His only power is teleportation. That's it. And so... we open on the moon. Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four is there talking to the Inhumans, and he's like, I think I've... my sensors are telling me that one of the Infinity Gems is up here. The Infinity Gems you might know from all the Marvel movies. Thanos wants to get his hands on them. And he's talking about how they need to go find them before Thanos gets them back. And, well, look who's just dug one up in the moon dirt. It's Lockjaw. And
this is our real April Fool's joke. We're actually reading Infinity Gauntlet right now. What? April Fools.
April Fool's. You got me, man. You got me.
We're saving that for next year with Avengers 3.
Hey, maybe, yeah. So... they basically just go on this adventure. Lockjaw goes and gathers up a bunch of animals. They go around and gather up all the Infinity Gems over the course of 4 issues.
They get them all. They get them all.
They do. It's wonderful.
They had to fucking time travel to get one, and they do.
They do. It's amazing. Wow. These pets are fantastic.
I mean, one of the gems is a time gem, so it's not that impressive, frankly.
I mean, I feel like it took Thanos more effort to get all the Infinity Gems than it did these pets. One of these pets is Aunt May's dog. I just want to say.
Which one was Aunt May's dog? Miss Lion?
Yeah.
Miss Lion.
Oh, I didn't realize that was Aunt May's dog.
Miss Lion introduced himself. His name is Miss Lion, but he introduced himself as Spider-Man's aunt's dog, and I'm like, of course, Miss Lion knows that Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I think that's funny, just the idea that the pets would know that. Of course.
Let's get to the rest of the roster. When the first person who Lockjaw goes to pick up is a frog who has the powers of Thor, who is called Throg. On the last episode, we said that there wasn't going to be anything depressing in this series. This was a little depressing. He used to be a human whose wife died, and he went broke trying to contact her spirit, and then a psychic of some sort who finally was able to put him in contact with her. But it was after he ran out of money, so she cursed him and turned him into a frog, and then Thor as a frog. This gets very complicated. It's done so quickly and so well in the comic here. But
so I guess at some point Thor was also cursed as a frog, but this Frog Thor is not that Frog Thor. Instead,
he's a different.
But in fighting, I guess a sliver of Mjolnir. I'm like Kat Dennings in this. The hammer split a sliver off, and then this new Frog Thor picked that up and had the power of Thor.
Exactly.
This book spends 5 pages on Frog Thor's origin. A quarter of this book's runtime is dedicated to Frog Thor's origin. Nobody else gets an origin.
Well, let me tell you, it's worth it.
It's also strange because there's no footnote that's like, hey, this is a loose retelling of a Walt Simonson Thor comic.
Oh, yeah, I like that little touch. Somebody in this flashback is called Simon Walterson or something like that. It was a fun little touch.
I just love that they're like, should we give the origins to the other characters? No, I mean they're fucking pets. Like, who gives a shit? But this Frog Thor, guys, we need to spend a lot of time talking about this Frog Thor.
Okay,
people are gonna want to know.
First off, all the other characters have existed before, and so this is like the only real new one, right?
Right. Although I don't know what the status of Miss Lion is in continuity, because his first listed appearance is in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
He's Firestar's dog. He's Firestar's dog, yeah.
Yeah, it does not count.
Yeah, this has gotten all wonky. We're going to have to retcon the whole universe to make this make sense.
I assume Dan Slott or somebody was like, whatever, I like this cartoon. Now he's in the regular comics.
Yeah.
I also got confused because, like, when I see Lockjaw in the Pet Avengers, I don't know Lockjaw that well, but I do know Lockheed, which is Kitty Pryde's dragon. And I was like, I'm like, Lockheed's the center of this book. The whole time I was like thinking about this book, and it's not.
Yeah, it would have been a nice opportunity to kind of make fun of their similar names or something.
Lockheed's great though. He's so sad too.
Mm-hmm. He's sad because I guess at this point, Kitty Pryde is not around, and so she's
dead because I think Whedon.
Well, she phased a bullet that went through the earth.
Is that what happened? Yeah. I thought Joss Whedon brought back Colossus from the dead only to kill Kitty Pryde at the end of his run. Is that what happened?
That is basically what happened. But she wasn't. I mean, they might have said she was dead, but it was very clear that she was just written out because it was literally like somebody shot like a space bullet at the Earth, and it was gonna cause like a deep impact or something. And so she just
deep impact ever for Armageddon.
She just was stuck in it.
All right, I'm getting us back on track here. So Lockheed is the purple dragon that used to belong to Shadowcat, but he's not really a dragon. He's like a weird alien dude. Anyway, he's pretty cool. He hangs around.
He's sad because his master lady's gone, and now I guess he just chills around the X Mansion, not taking classes.
Yeah, he doesn't want to help at first, but then they're like, no, but like the world's in trouble. We need you. And he says, you're right. Okay.
He was an agent of S.W.O.R.D. right before this, I guess, right around this time.
Yeah.
Agent of S.W.O.R.D. Shit. I love that.
Lots
Paul Cornell, a Doctor Who writer.
Oh, really? I never read that either.
You might like that. They did some good stuff with Captain Britain.
Okay. I do like Captain Britain. Then they go get Red Wing, who is the Falcon companion of the Falcon.
Falcon's Falcon companion.
Yeah, and he is he's just such an asshole. He's like, birds are clearly the best. You guys do not compare to me at all. No, I will not join you.
That bird is a racist.
They have to grovel before him. I don't remember exactly what it was, but his line about how birds are so clearly superior that even his human companion took the name of a bird because he knows it.
That was good.
Great. Then they get Hairball and Miss Lion. Hairball is the cat that belongs to Speedball, who, if you remember from our Civil War issue, his power is throwing balls around.
Hey, he's also an alias.
He is also an alias. You're right.
And he was actually good in what is it, New Warriors era? Like not just like because I think Mark Miller and Bendis just don't like Speedball.
Speedball has gotten so much more attention on the show than the Inhumans. That's so strange. Anyways,
rightfully so. No, yeah. I refuse to call him Hairball. I'm going to call him Niels because that's his name.
They even mentioned that in the comic. Yeah, his name is Niels, but he wants to go by Hairball now.
He's named after Niels. He needs to respect that name and not give himself a stupid cat name.
Well, hey, like humans have their real name and they have their superhero alias, right? So it's okay. Niels, a.k.a. Hairball. No problem.
There was I think it was in either a Deadpool or a GLX special. There was a one-off joke about where Squirrel Girl tries to cheer up Speedball. And he was like, what about you? Like, you're a funny character. What about your bouncing cat? And he's like, no, now there is only P-Cat, the cat of pain or whatever. And he had like a bondage outfit.
So with that, I think the team is mostly assembled. I guess the gems kind of speak to each other or like act as homing beacons to each other. And Lockjaw doesn't talk at all, but he gives Throg the mind gem, which allows him to read Lockjaw's mind. And so I really like that dynamic where Lockjaw doesn't talk at all and Throg just kind of does all the talking for the group. Plus, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but every single close-up of Throg is beautiful and perfect. I love this frog, and he is my favorite Marvel character of all time. Period. End of subject.
I had some real problems about his power levels. I need some like trading cards that tell me exactly how powerful he is because it doesn't seem like he's very powerful.
He's an Omega level frog.
But he can't move a dog. That's how
he can't move a dog. Well, that dog is his friend. He doesn't want to hurt him. Maybe that's it.
He's the strongest frog there is.
He is.
I'd like to see like all Marvel frogs, like Hulk frog and
Marvel. I mean, we've got Marvel zombies, right?
And Marvel apes.
Marvel apes. We've got Marvel in the year 1602. Why can't we have Marvel frogs? It'd be great. So at the end of this issue, the first issue, they teleport to the Savage Land. Everyone kind of like touches Lockjaw so that they can all teleport together, and they find the second gem, the time gem, and then they meet a big old dinosaur. Whoa, Vince, did you know there was going to be dinosaurs in this book?
I didn't know there was going to be Devil Dinosaur in this book. Devil Dinosaur, I'm sorry, shows up a little later. They just meet regular dinosaur.
This is regular dinosaur. But in the second issue at the beginning, they're saved by Zabu, who is Kazar's cat, like a saber-tooth kind of thing. Kazar, I think we've mentioned him before, basically is Tarzan. The Savage Land is basically like a weird jungle area in the Marvel Universe, and I guess he has a cat named Zabu. I've never seen this cat before in my life. Have you guys?
Nope.
But yes.
I haven't read a lot of Kazar. I get Kazar and Quasar confused.
Well, Quasar goes to space.
And Kazar goes to the jungle.
Kazar with the Z lives in the jungle. He's Lord Kevin Plunder. He's nobility of some kind.
Is he related to Kamandi? Because I get him confused too.
No, that's a different. That's the last boy in the world, and that's a different Jack Kirby character from DC.
Okay.
He's from DC. Yeah, I have no idea who Kamandi is, and now I know why. Because he's from DC. Cool.
Kamandi, Kazar, Quasar, and Moon Boy.
Yes. Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur.
So they get, this cat kind of saves them a little bit, and they're like, okay, what do we do? Well, let's go find the next gem. And they use the time gem to teleport back in time. So they're still in the Savage Land, but way in the past. And here's where they run into Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah. Devil Dinosaur making at least his third appearance in this book.
Again, Devil Dinosaur, more appearances than the Inhumans. This is also, I guess a bunch of them have met Devil Dinosaur canonically. And so they're like, no, this is before that. So he doesn't know us yet. And so he's mad and he's trying to attack them. And they eventually kind of get around him, get the whatever the third gem is that's there. They kind of stop naming the gems at one point and stop identifying their individual powers. And so, I don't know, they pick up another gem, right?
So does Neil/Hairball also have Speedball's powers?
Yes. Yep. He's got those balls. Yeah, he's got balls all around him all the time.
So Miss Lion is the only one without powers? Is that?
Yeah, she just kind of ends up joining the team accidentally, and everyone hates her, specifically Hairball. Hairball is always just hating on her.
Well, dogs and cats just don't get along.
It's true.
Him, we should point out. And also,
I keep saying her because his name is Miss Lion, and that's a big joke. Yeah, it is a male dog named Miss Lion. It's neither a Miss nor a Lion.
Ms. Lion.
Ms. Lion, sorry.
I don't think Zabu has any powers. He's just like a saber-toothed tiger. So
well, I mean, I think that's enough power in and of itself.
I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying he's like a regular extinct animal.
Mm-hmm. But for being like the weird one on the team, Miss Lion does provide, I think, most of the comic relief. Everyone else is kind of trying to do a real superhero thing and go save the day, and he's just being the weird one, jumping around. So like, oh my god, new team member, yeah, cool, that kind of stuff. Trying to come up with a name. Yeah, basically just acting like the fanboy. The name he comes up with for the team, Miss Lion and the other ones. I think that's a good name for that.
That should have been the title for this book, and everyone would be like, "What?
What? Maybe." So at the end of this issue, they teleport away again, getting away from Devil Dinosaur, and they teleport to just like on top of the ocean, just middle of nowhere, and they fall down underneath, and they are saved by turtles that help them breathe with cool bubbles. And then they get swallowed by a whale, and then they teleport to the White House. They are all over the place here.
And where is one of the time gems on Barack Obama's new puppy, Bo? I don't think they had Bo for more than about 2 or 3 months at this point. Because this is summer of 09?
Yeah, summer of 09.
Because I think he got his dog real early in his first term, which would have started in 09.
Mm-hmm. A very topical inclusion here, but
Marvel loved putting Obama in their comics. I have that Spider-Man Obama cover that Obama's drawn like horribly, but
and they don't actually draw Obama or anything in this. They draw a few aides and security people and whatever. But it's this last gem is hanging around Bo's collar. There's a fun moment. I guess they can't teleport anymore because Lockjaw's been teleporting too much and he's tired. And they keep trying to push him around. And they're hiding in boxes. It's a fun kind of typical heist movie kind of trope, but done with animals hiding in boxes in the White House.
I mean, you could change all these doggies and puppies and kitty cats into the Runaways, and it'd be the exact same book.
It'd be pretty close.
I wanted to point out we were already past it, but that whale monster that they ended up inside was, I think, Giganto, the Fantastic Four monster from the 60s that Namor, because it has like arms and legs. Which most whales
and those turtles did keep talking. That's right, those turtles did work for Namor as well, and they're like, oh, we got to get back to our boss.
No one should ever say that the Pet Avengers do not cater to the longtime Marvel fan.
Yes, there's a lot of this where I was like, and this checks out.
I'm glad you approve. So issue 3, I think, had a really great cliffhanger when they finally. We forgot to mention they pick up a couple of gems along the way somewhere. I don't remember where. It doesn't matter. But they get the last gem on Bo's collar. But who shows up and snatches Bo away from them? But Thanos. Oh shit! Thanos is here, and he is going to kill these animals. Oh my god. Issue 4 is just a big fight with him. At one point, he throws Bo across the yard, and I was genuinely worried for him. Like, Bo, oh no. And
so this is a huge crisis if Thanos just shows up on the White House lawn, right?
Apparently nobody knows about it. I don't know how or why, but nobody else shows up. But don't worry, Pet Avengers, they can handle it. Actually, not really. Miss Lion jumps to try and save Hairball, and Miss Lion dies. Oh no! And Hairball is very saddened and hurt by it. And finally, just oh no, uses one of the gems that he's got and brings him back to life. Somehow. I don't know which gem it was. The life gem, is that a thing?
Soul gem.
Soul gem.
It's a soul gem. Dun, 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 dun.
That's a great parody. You should flesh that out.
If the Guardians of the Galaxy do that when they get the Soul Gem, fucking, I want $5.
All right, I'll give you $5. So they're all back. Oh, and at one point, Miss Lion also comes up with the real name for the team, the Pet Avengers. It's a nice moment when Throg calls for the Pet Avengers to assemble. Very beautiful. And they fight Thanos for a while, and eventually, I guess, realize that they can't beat him. But Throg and Lockjaw come up with a plan where Lockjaw's going to hand the gems over, and Throg's like, "Oh no, you asshole! You're turning on us! Oh no!" So here's all the gems. Here's every single one of the gems around your collar now. And once he gets them all, Lockjaw unleashes the power of all 5 gems that he has versus the 1 gem that was around Bo's collar, the power gem that Thanos now has. And it turns out Lockjaw is stronger than Thanos because he is more dogged. And he saves the day. Wonderful.
Well, he got smarts, Thanos, really.
Yeah, he does. They teleport away.
Because first it's like he wants to go outside, and Thanos takes him outside, and then he's like, "No, I want to go inside," and Thanos takes him inside, and then he's like, "No, I want to go outside."
And then so after he traps Thanos out in space somewhere,
yes.
He comes back and he makes a psychic link between all the Pet Avengers so that even after they lose the gems, they'll still be able to communicate with each other. And then they all teleport away. But guess who else got hit with the psychic link? It's Bo. Bo is a Pet Avenger now. Oh. So they teleport back to... I guess everyone else gets teleported home, and Lockjaw teleports back to the moon where he... delivers all the gems to Reed Richards and Black Bolt. And they're like, what? This is crazy. Black Bolt, hey, let's make sure we don't tell anybody else about this and how the pets found the gems. Oh, wait, you can't tell anyone. Never mind. And I love that joke, and I love this comic. So that's pretty much it. Pretty silly, stupid stuff, but I think it's worth reading. It was very cute. Again, beautiful art. Throg's eyes. Oh, Throg's eyes are everything to me. But I had read this before. You guys were new to this. It sounds like you guys enjoyed it, though, I hope.
I found it very pleasant. I actually would like to go read the rest of them, mostly because this book took all of 20 minutes to read, and it's all on Marvel Unlimited.
For real, yeah, it's so fast.
It was fast. Yeah. It was silly. It was just what I needed. I've been reading a lot of serious comics lately, and just watching serious TV, and I'm like, okay, this was perfectly light. This was nice and fun to read on a Sunday afternoon. Would recommend.
I feel the same way. The only thing, when I was probably about 2/3 of the way done, I was just kind of like, this is cute, but it's just, nothing's happening. Because it sort of has pacing issues where there's just not a lot of conflict. There's they got to find the gems, and then they just find them,
Yeah, it's real quick, real just, we're over here now. Now we're over here. Now we're over there. I like to think of it more as let's just go meet all the animals that the Marvel Universe has to offer in a quick series of montages.
Right, yeah. And I think it works better when it's doing that than, when it's trying to, we got to get these gems, and now what's our plan? I'm just kind of like, what?
Yeah, I'd say the first issue is really good because it's oh, yeah, they have a pet, and they have a pet, and they have a pet. And that's more fun than just, adventure.
Yeah,
but it's pleasant. Right. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I can't help but compare it to Beasts of Burden. It's a lot lighter than that, but I think it's good fun.
I feel it's
I definitely go ahead, Vince.
I feel it's a lot like Power Pack or Runaways from the mid 2000s. It's a pleasant little book with some fun characters that's just kind of fun to hang out with, and it got that kind of vibe from me. Mostly because I think Power Pack had 4-issue miniseries a lot of the time, and so it was just very pleasant in the mid 2000s, if that makes any sense. And so this kind of scratched that same itch, which I guess Eliopoulos worked on mini Marvels also.
I don't really think Runaways is as light as this book at all. I think there's some more serious stuff at stake.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
Runaways. Well, more serious than Thanos and the Infinity Gems. I don't know, but. Pretty serious stuff.
But Runaways had like weird, like silly, just sequences with like Molly and Chase just being silly in between, like.
Yeah, but that's comic relief. That's different from the whole book being.
I guess
comic
that's
relief.
true.
Yeah. But I did definitely like. For me, I wasn't as big on Beasts of Burden as you guys, so I definitely like this one. Yeah, you guys like that one a lot. I was like, okay, it's fine, I guess. I just like this one more, again, because it kind of didn't take itself too seriously in a way, so I kind of preferred that. Yeah, but I don't know. Really good stuff. I haven't read any of the others either, so maybe we'll have to do it after this. Maybe next year for April Fools. Maybe we'll do the other ones then. Who knows?
And I do really like. We haven't mentioned the covers really, but the covers, especially to 3 and 4, are really fun. 3 is kind of a Jaws kind of theme, and then 4 is an Infinity Gauntlet parody. It's pretty good.
Yeah, like you might have seen that classic Infinity Gauntlet cover with Thanos just kind of standing there in the middle of space, and this cover is Lockjaw doing it instead, going woof.
And I love how I like at the back of the books because they also said like, "Here's a cover, here's another cover we drew, and here's another cover we drew," as opposed to like variant cover.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I love the enthusiasm.
All the great variants. Yeah. It is, and they have a few different people. Like in that Throg sequence, it was a different person doing the art, and they, I really like the credits page. Everything about this is just good, clean, fun, good stuff. So like I said, maybe we'll do this the second part next year for April Fools, maybe not. But speaking of traditions, next episode, it's going to be our 2nd year anniversary. Oh my God, you guys, I can't believe it. So what better way than to go back to the beginning and do Batman Year 2. Oh my goodness. And we're going to do, it's called Year of the Reaper from 1987. I've never read this thing.
I've only seen that it exists. I know that there's, Batman Year 1 is obviously like one of the greatest comic books of all time. We did it for our 1 year anniversary special. And then there's a Year 2 and a year 3 of Batman.
Oof. I'm sure,
and they're not by Frank Miller. They're not by David Mazzucchelli. Although weirdly, one of them is by drawn by Todd McFarlane. One of the issues.
Mm-hmm. Very, very clearly, just trying to capitalize on that whole Year 1 popularity in the name. So we'll see how terrible this is.
So I mean, they got a sale out of us. So.
But yeah, it's a bunch of different authors. You mentioned Todd McFarlane, Alan Davis, I guess some other people, and it's all written by Mike Barr. Who, have you guys read anything by him?
I feel like I have.
I'm sure I have, but not off the top of my head.
I'm thinking of Mike Zeck from Craven the Last Time. Sorry.
All right. Well, we'll see who this asshole is next time on the show. He's probably terrible. Mike Barr, I'm calling you out right now. I hate you. So come back and listen to that, and also listen to Vince. You wanted to plug a show?
Yes. First versus Last. It's taken up the feed of All My Friends Are Right Here. It's our show monthly where we look at the first and last entry of a film or video game series. And this month, we're looking at the Wolverine trilogy. So me, Sam, and Kimberly are going to be looking at Wolverine Origins and Logan. So fans of our Old Man Logan episode, if you want to know how our thoughts on the Logan movie, which is so much better than the comic book.
Yes.
It's so much better than Wolverine Origins. Then come check that out. It may already be out by this time that this episode airs, but that'll be very exciting. I've been just chomping at the bit to talk about Logan, so all my thoughts will be dumping out there.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it yet. I'm a pretty bad comic book fan.
It's okay. I haven't seen Iron Fist, and you have, and I haven't seen Luke Cage.
You're one of those fake geek boys I keep hearing about.
Yeah. I'm not a real nerd.
I own Suicide Squad. I own Suicide Squad on Blu-ray and digital. So my geek cred
Get off this podcast right now. Get out of here.
But do you own it on ultra high definition? You got to get it in that format.
No, I don't have it in 4K. I should have gotten it that way.
I only got it on HD DVD, and I don't have a player for that anymore. It's too bad.
That's the best way to own Suicide Squad.
All right, and with that, I think we are done for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vince.
Aroo!
And me. Hello, Kia. Thank you, Kia. You're welcome, Kia. And we will talk to you all later. Have a wonderful evening. And if you are not listening to this in the evening, then just let it keep going on repeat until it is the evening, and then turn it off. Good night, everybody. Bye.